The way you treat yourself is the way the world treats you. The amount of negativity, devaluation, and judgment you tolerate from others is always directly proportional to how much of it you've already been tolerating from yourself. Hi, my name is Bugela. I'm the creator of Method of Three Eyes, an expert in subconscious work and life transformation. I help people integrate their trauma, access their inner power, and create a life that resonates with their true self. Today, I want to offer you one of the most honest and most uncomfortable ways of looking inward. We often search for external villains, toxic people, harsh partners, difficult colleagues, but rarely do we ask, why do I tolerate this? And the answer is almost always because I've already gotten used to it inside. Pause for a second and think. When you make a mistake, what kind of voice speaks to you? Is it gentle, curious, compassionate? Or is it harsh, angry, judgmental? Does it say, it's okay, things are hard right now, but you're trying? Or, what's wrong with you? Again? You're pathetic? That's your inner environment. And it's the space you spend the most time in. Everything in the world is vibration, frequency. That's not a metaphor, it's literal. Every thought, emotion, and belief has its own energetic frequency. Your thoughts aren't just words in your head, they're signals, and they shape your field. Invisible, but deeply felt. You live inside it, and you radiate everything you believe about yourself from it. When this field is filled daily with I'm not enough, I'm messed up again, I'm ashamed, I'm unlovable the way I am, it's not just a mood. It's a frequency. And like a radio tuned to a certain station, you only start receiving what vibrates on that same wave. You don't attract judgment, you recognize it as familiar. It matches your inner tone, and that's why you don't resist. You don't say stop, because to you it feels normal, even if logically you understand that it's kind of off. If there is yelling inside you, yelling outside won't shock you. If you constantly devalue yourself, external disrespect won't feel violent. It'll feel expected. Reality is a mirror, but not a flat one, an energetic one. It doesn't reflect your actions, it reflects your state. So imagine yourself as a musical instrument and the world as a huge concert hall filled with millions of other instruments. You're playing your note, and everything that matches it resonates. That's why when you are vibrating, I'm not okay, you start meeting people who say, you are really not okay. And you don't even question it, because it just sounds familiar. And one more thing, your psyche seeks familiarity more than it seeks safety, because familiarity is safety. What's familiar feels controllable. So even if it's judgment, you'll cling to it if it feels like home. So you're not just tolerating criticism, you're subconsciously seeking it to confirm what you already believe about yourself. That's what frequency is. It's not positive thinking. It's a shift in the core vibration of how you see yourself. We talk a lot about boundaries these days, about how to say no, how to stop abuse, disrespect, and pressure. But we rarely realize the very first boundaries are the ones you set with yourself. Can you say stop to yourself? Can you stop your own internal voices from bullying you? Can you hear that whisper, you screwed up again? And answer, I won't allow this tone anymore, not even from myself. That's what inner boundaries are. And that's where all external ones begin. But where did that voice come from? Where did we learn to talk to ourselves this way? Childhood is the first environment, and it shapes the internal one. Imagine if you grew up where love had to be earned. You learned you have to improve yourself to be worthy. If you were constantly compared, you internalized, I'm not enough until I prove otherwise. If you heard, don't be ridiculous, stop embarrassing me, be quiet, your inner world became hostile. You grow up, but that voice stays. And if you don't set a boundary there, it echoes everywhere. And if you don't set a boundary there, it echoes everywhere. So this voice wasn't chosen by you. So this voice wasn't chosen by you, but now it's up to you whether it stays. Let me give you some examples to show how we literally get stuck in our past because we believe it's the only way we're allowed to be. So there are different childhood environments. Let's dive into them and find which one is yours. Number one, emotionally cold environment. My clients describe it like that. There were no hugs in our family, no one said I love you, just keep going, study, don't be weak, you can do that. In the adult life, there are those voices. You are too emotional. No one cares what you feel. Suck it up and keep quiet. The inner world becomes sterile, cold, compassionless. Even in pain, you stay alone. And when someone ignores your needs, it doesn't hurt. It feels familiar. Second, controlling environment. Overprotection or perfectionism. And my clients describe it like that. My mom did everything for me. I had to be perfect. Only then she could relax. And in the adulthood, there are those voices. You can't make mistakes. What will people think? You have to prove your worth. The inner world is tense and anxious. And one small failure causes panic. I'm not okay. They won't accept me. When someone criticizes, it amplifies the guilt that's already there. Third one, environment of neglect or dismissiveness. And my clients describe it like that. I'd say something, they wouldn't listen. They said, don't exaggerate, you're overreacting, this isn't important. And in the adulthood, there are such voices. My feelings don't matter. Who would even care what I say? I don't belong here. The inner world is empty. No one listens, no one asks. So you stop even noticing your own needs. When someone ignores you, you don't get angry. You disappear. Because that's what feels normal. So the bottom line is, the inner critic is not your essence. It's just someone you let in too deep and forgot to let out. When you change the inside, everything changes. What you're used to on the inside, you call normal. And what's normal, you don't question. If your mom always said, stop being dramatic, who's going to listen to that? Then when your partner says, you're overreacting, you shrug because it's already been said inside and you weren't expecting better. If you grew up being compared, your system already learned, I'm not enough until I prove otherwise. So when a colleague belittles you, you don't push back, you agree because something harsher already lives in you. If you were trained to be easygoing, then any external cruelty you might even justify, because your inner critic whispers, maybe you really did mess up. That's why reality always responds to your inner environment, because it's your frequency that tunes the field. Your frequency says, I can take it, I'm used to it, I don't know anything else, and the world adjusts, like a radio receiving only what plays on the same wave. But here is the good news. You can change the station, and what once felt normal can become impossible. So the real question isn't who's being cruel to me, it's who's living inside me, what voice, what tone, what frequency. Because the truth is, you live inside yourself every day, and if your body is your house, then your inner voice is the atmosphere in it. Start noticing, what do you say to yourself when you fail, when things don't work, when it's hard, scary, painful? Is there a love in that voice? Is there anyone in your head who takes your side? Imagine if someone else, a real person, spoke to you the way you speak to yourself. Would you stay with them? But with yourself, you stay. You keep living in this toxic internal group chat because you're used to it. But here's the power. You can change the tone. Just choose a different one. Say to yourself, I made a mistake, but I'm not a failure. I'm learning. I don't have to be perfect to deserve support. This is a new frequency. At first, it might feel awkward, but it's a new language, and it changes the air inside you. Build the space inside you that you wish to live in. Don't search for it in others. Build it in yourself with love, with patience, with respect, because reality is only a mirror, and the mirror can smile first. You are not the voice. You are the one listening. Your inner voice wasn't always yours. Often it's your mom's, your dad's, your teacher's. It's the tone you grew up in. But growing up doesn't mean you have to keep living there. That's not your essence. It's a setting. And settings can be changed. You're not your thoughts. You're not your pain. You're not your fear of not being enough. You're the one who hears it all. And that's why you can choose something different. Today, right now, here. When you change the tone within yourself, the world changes its tone in return. Start speaking to yourself with the way you once wished others would. This is not weakness, this is power, and it builds a whole new world. Share in the comments what phrases do you hear in your head most often, and how would you like them to sound instead. Build the world inside yourself that you want to receive from the outside.